Running, running, coming far away enough to know who we are. The process is harsh, but it's nothing, nothing compared to the start. What we supposedly asked for, is this what we asked for? Is this what we asked for?
All right. What's good, everyone? What's good? Man, do I have some updates for you. Man, do I have some updates for you. You will not believe. Well, you probably will. But I gotta tell you what happened, man. Working at Disney right now, but forget that we here instead. You work at Disney, Willow? I didn't know that. Shit, if anything, I'd want to be Mickey Mouse, you know, and run around and bullshit. You know? Or be like Daffy Duck or something. That's what I would do if I could. I'd be like, hell yeah, put me in the suit. Put me in a suit. Let me walk around. Hang out. Take pictures. You know. if I had to. Oh, you work with a transportation company. That's right. That's what I thought. I would have remembered if you worked for Disney. I would have remembered that. You're a route manager just floating and watching the stream. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. I got you. But what's good, Willow? What's good, Eli? Naruto, George, Lucas, Nina, Monkey, Felix, Nikki. Who else is here? But man, do I got some news for y'all. I will let you determine if it's good or bad. I mean, it's really, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. All right, so what's good, Tiago? What's good, Zay, Infinity, Kobe, Shay? Matter of fact, I'll give it a couple minutes just to make sure everybody hops on. So that way I don't have to repeat myself. Know what I'm saying? Been dealing with a bunch of bullshit today and yesterday. Oh my heavens. I'm going to tell you about it. But you know what? Let me start off on a good note. Let's do that. What's good if I do? Let me start off on a good note. All right. The first time we donated as a community, we donated 150 US dollars. Okay. Now, $150 to some people that may not sound like a lot. But what I will tell you is the US dollar goes really far in certain countries. Okay. So today, as of like 2 hours ago, maybe 3, we donated, again, as a community, we donated an additional $50 today. So we are continuing the contribution to philanthropy. So that's always nice. Okay, drop a blessed emoji if you guys are excited about that, and excited, about being able to give back to people who would otherwise be struggling a lot. And I'm not talking about like your coworker who's always complaining about working, who has a house and a car and, shit like that. These people, they don't have cars. If you want to call it a house, sure. I mean, these are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are people that need all the help they can get. Okay. So yeah, we are continuing to contribute to those people. Right. Now, the news I'd rather not tell you about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So, Wednesday, I was in a car accident. However, it was in a parking lot, so neither one of us were going all that fast. But the lady that hit me is very old, and I'm pretty sure she's okay. Emotionally, though, I doubt it. So let me tell you what happened. I'm on my way home. I pull into the Kroger parking lot. I always go down like the same lane because I park generally in the same spot. I'm driving towards Kroger. She's driving away from it. And she does let me just draw this out for you. This is why I've been dealing with a bunch of bullshit, because I've been dealing with insurance companies and all this bullshit. So imagine this is the lane Okay. Do we even have the car emoji? Is there a car emoji on here? No, but we got Elon Musk in a fucking rocket ship. That's all right. That's cool. Let me see if I can find this car emoji. Oh shit, we actually do. This will be the only time I'll ever use it to explain what was going on. All right, I'll just use her car. So what I'm doing is, you guys with me so far? I'm driving towards Kuroger, okay? So I'm going this way. She does one of these. She does like one of these where I think she's looking for a spot and doesn't have one. And so she turns around like through the parking spaces. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like these would be spots here, right? On both sides, right? And then there's spots over here kind of thing. So she cuts through the parking lot to try and turn around, and she smacks the fuck out of me, dude. I mean, I'm talking, she hits my driver's side door and fucks my shit up. Terrible, right? It's kind of loud too. But anyway, I didn't know who it was at first, right? Hits the fuck out of me. Both of our cars stop. I put it in park, and I look over at her, and she backs up, obviously because her car's in my fucking door. So she reverses and backs up and parks her car. She steps out, and then that's when I see her. It's this old lady, bro. I'm talking old, dude. I'm talking old lady, bro. Not even trying to be funny. She was old as shit. She gets out of the car and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Now me, I shut the engine off. I'm trying to open the door. The door is jammed shut. Okay. I'm like, I can't get out of the fucking car. So I try to roll the window down. The window down, it comes down a couple inches. And I said, are you all right? She's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Whatever. I don't remember the exact conversation we had at that particular point, but I was just like, "Are you all right?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm good." Whatever. She's like, "Can you get out?" I'm like, "I'm trying to." I'm like, "Hey, try and pull the door open by the handle." She's pulling, I'm pushing, door's not moving. I said, "Fuck." I said, "Try to open the back door." Back door opens. I'm like, "All right, cool." I hop in the back seat. I hop out. So I get out the car. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Yada yada. Like she just kept apologizing. I said, "It's cool. Nobody got hurt. Like, let's focus on that." So I'm like, let's exchange insurances, whatever. And man, I'm telling you, I felt so fucking bad for this lady, bro. She pulls out her phone and she's trying to send me her insurance, and she can't because she doesn't know how to email a PDF, right? So I'm like trying to help her do that. I'm like taking a picture of her phone so I can have her insurance. And she just again kept apologizing like this whole time. And it was sad. It was sad as fuck because she's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My husband just died." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." She was like, "Yeah, he was in the hospital for 21 days. I thought he was going to get better. He didn't." I don't know what the fuck to say to that. So I'm just like, "Oh, well, how long were you married?" Bro, she was married to this man 62 years. 62 years this lady was married. Her husband had just passed away. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, her husband just passed away. She just got into a car accident that was her fault. This lady's having a bad couple of fucking days, right? So she just kept apologizing. I'm like, bro, like, it's cool. Just be glad nobody got hurt. Like, you know? So I didn't tell her all of what I'm going to tell you now, but you know, at the end of the day, a car is just a car, right? We go through a number of cars in our lifetime, but you only get one body. You know what I mean? You only get 2 arms and 2 legs and everything else. It would have been a different story, you know, had she hit me, I guess, you know, going a lot faster and I would have got hurt. That would have been a, you know, slightly different story. But, you know, luckily the car absorbed the impact. So got back in the car through the passenger side after a few minutes, turned the car on to park it. All kind of shit came on. Doors open. You know, I'm like, the door's not fucking open. It's slammed shut, you know, but the car doesn't recognize that it's fucked up. So parked it, called her insurance company. I said, you need to write a fucking check for $1 million right now. I didn't say all that, but I was just like, hey, look, like I gotta report a claim, yada yada. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, yesterday, that shit was a fucking nightmare too, because the insurance company called me. They were like, hey, you know, would you like a rental car? We can put you in a rental car, yada yada. I'm like, sure, I'll fucking take one. So she's like, okay, cool. You know, take all your shit out of the car. We're going to get another company to come pick up the car so we can assess it for damages, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get an email saying, hey, we gave you a reservation at Enterprise. Great. I pull up to Enterprise. Nice lady in there. And she's like, oh, well, I don't have any cars for you. The company made a reservation, but I don't have any cars, and they didn't even tell me what time you were coming in today. I said, so you're telling me I just came up here, you have no cars, and I'm just fucking stuck here. So I called her insurance company. I started bitching at them. Not like in a non-stoic way, but, you know, like in a very stoic manner. I was like, ma'am, with all due respect, I'm here at your reservation. You don't have a car for me. What are you going to do about it? She's like, oh, it's going to take 1 or 2 business days for my boss to approve for an upgraded car, yada, yada. I'm like, dude, I don't have 1 or 2 days. I'm here right now. Like, I'm standing here at Enterprise now, right? So she was like, even the lady at Enterprise was like, bro, that lady's not helping at all. Lady at Enterprise is like, hey, look, I'll try and find you a car. I said, great. You're the only one who's fucking doing anything right now. So she finds a car, sends one of our guys to go get it from a different store. Guy pulls up. I think it's a Toyota Corolla. I'm like, oh, great. Cool. Whatever. It's not like a bitch car, like a Chevy Spark or no shit, right? I'm not going to drive a fucking Spark. You know what I mean? But anyway, pulls up with the car. She's like, great. I just need your license and your insurance. I said, all right, cool. Here's my license. Here's my insurance. She said, uh-oh, wait a minute. License is cool, but you have liability insurance, which doesn't transfer over to rental cars. I said, okay, well, not a problem. You know, let her insurance company front the bill. She said, oh, we can't do that. We can't just charge them. They have to approve of the charge or whatever. I said, okay, bro. So you're telling me this company not only made a reservation with no fucking cars, but you made the reservation at an Enterprise that was further away than other enterprises from my house. You have no car. They're not approving an upgraded car. And then on top of that, you're not going to fully pay for the rental because you don't want to pay for the daily insurance. I said, I'm thinking to myself, like, are these like, is this one of those companies that hires like all these fucking handicapped people or what? Because you guys are fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, dude. And that's kind of mean. I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's how I felt. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? No help from anybody, dude. So the company that is supposed to get the car to assess the damages, because they had called her insurance company, like, why isn't, you know, you're saying the car's not available for pickup yet. I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's still at it's still at Kroger. It's still in the parking lot. You'll be lucky if they haven't towed the bitch yet. I'm like, because you guys didn't put me in a rental car, I haven't been able to go get, you know, to leave you the keys, take my shit out of the car. They want me to take the license plates off. Because they raised the retirement age. We got a bunch of Joe Bidens working. Oh my God. No, I talked to my dad about it, and that's what he said too. That was the first thing he said. He's like, she probably shouldn't have been driving. In the back of my mind, that lady's probably done. She's probably not driving ever again because her insurance is about to go up anyway. But I've been on like 30 phone calls yesterday. They called me today. We're gonna set you up with Enterprise again. Is the same location, all right? I said, okay, cool. She's like, well, send me a copy of your insurance. As if I haven't fucking done that already like 3 times. Sure, I'll do it again. Send her the insurance. She goes, oh, well, I need like the declaration page or whatever the fuck that is. I'm like, you need to tell me everything you fucking need right now so we can stop going back and forth. Because I'm getting real sick of your shit. I didn't tell her that, but I'm just like, I'm getting real sick of this shit, dude. Anyways, that's what I've been dealing with. So on earlier today, they called me. Or yeah, just like I said, they're going to try and put me in a car and everything. So I think I finally sent them the declaration page. And let me see. She said, thank you at 12:05. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. So I'm waiting for them to be like, hey, we set you up an appointment with Enterprise. I learned my lesson yesterday. I'm going to call Enterprise first and be like, hey, do you have a car ready before I show up there and you're going to be empty-handed? If I go up there and there's no car available, someone's getting their fucking ass beat. Someone's getting their ass beat, chat. Non-stoically. You know what I'm saying? Someone needs to learn their lesson. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I say all this to tell you this was the point behind what I was saying on Wednesday. If you don't remember Wednesday night I posted on my story saying every situation you have the opportunity to respond with kindness. Okay? Now, if this lady would have been younger, maybe texting and driving, there's a chance I might not have been so gracious. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have called her a bitch or nothing, but I'd have just been like, really? Texting and driving? Really? You know? So, but anyway, I'm not trying to boast here. I'm not trying to boast at all, so please don't take it that way. But I think I handled the situation very well, personally. I think a lot of people would have been upset that they were hit. lot of damage to the car, a very inconvenient couple of days. I think a lot of people would have been upset about that. But you gotta understand, chat, this lady's very old. Her husband of 62 years just passed away. I mean, she was like crying and shit. I felt really bad, bro. Like, she got the worst end of the stick here. You see what I'm saying? What would younger John do? I would have cussed out the insurance company. All right, I ain't gonna lie to you. I did drop one F-bomb yesterday, but that's only because she was not understanding what I was saying. She was like, I can't approve of an upgrade. I said, ma'am, you don't understand. I'm at Enterprise right now, and there's no fucking cars available. I pretty much said that. She was like, sir, we don't use profanity over the phone. Then there was like a 10-second pause that felt like a week. It was so awkward because I didn't say anything after that. You know, it was very awkward. But because I was trying to get her to understand, I'm like, you made a reservation and there's no cars here. I'm stuck here now. Right? Like, I mean, obviously I can Uber, but you know what I mean? It's like, bitch. You know, so, but the younger me, Kobe, wouldn't have only used one F-bomb. It would have been bad. I would have said, you need to upgrade my shit so I can drive. Your fucking driver hit me. I'm inconvenienced. I'm paying out of pocket to get here. I'm about to sue the fuck out of you. That's what I would have said. So, but yeah. If anybody took an L in this situation, it's definitely that other lady. 100%. It's her fault in the accident. Her husband died. She feels very bad about both. I'm sure she feels worse about her husband dying than my car, granted, but just the situation altogether for her, I think, is very rough. And I didn't want to make her day worse at all. I'm like, fuck, dude. Because if you think about it, you know, I would want to respond the same way I would want someone else to respond if that was my grandma, right? If my grandma accidentally hit somebody and her husband had just died and she was sad about it, I wouldn't want someone to cuss out my grandma, make her feel even worse, right? So it's like, nah, bro. Accidents, the lady didn't do it on purpose. She didn't fucking hit me on purpose. But I'm pretty sure I handled that, you know, with kindness, right? I mean, I didn't want to make it worse. And hopefully things you know, improve for that lady. So we will know soon enough, but that's what I've been dealing with the last couple days, okay? So I'm still trying to get a rental car. Dealing with all this. Check out Carvana. I don't know, man. I just want to sit at home and eat tacos and not fucking worry about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to relax, bro. But here's the thing. We have a bunch of lows on the S&P, but the Nasdaq took that London's low here and S&P didn't. So it could be accumulation. I mean, if I had to say, like, if you forced my hand to press buttons, I'd short. If you force my hand, I'd say, okay, we'll wait for this to get ran. We'll see if we run that high, aggressively lower, and then any retracement, I'll look to short. Like, that's what my plan would be if you were like, John, you have to trade today. I'd say, okay, cool. I'd go for that. Something like that. Obviously before 3 p.m. here. So if we yoink it and aggressively go lower, any sort of retracement, I think could be You know, something like that. I would want to see that get ran before the close of business. Like something like this I'd look for. Does that make sense? But I don't know what we're going to do. I did short the Nasdaq, but the break even has commenced. So I took an options contract in here for a short, and that was during lunch, which I usually don't do, and now you see why, because it doesn't lunch usually sucks. So you can write that down. Lunch usually blows. So yeah, Nikki. I mean, I would never call myself a king, but you know, the whole point of personal development is to try and be the best version of yourself, right? The Stoics say you need role models to model your life off of. That's what Marcus did in Meditations, right? He quotes Epictetus. I think he quotes Epicurus. He quotes Seneca's work, but doesn't quote Seneca by his name. You know, and a lot of what Marcus wrote down was not original. It was, you know, borrowed from others. But again, his journal wasn't meant for publication. Those were just personal reminders to himself saying, hey, remember this person said this. Remember to not, you know, be tolerant with others, strict with yourself, right? And all that. So, you know, like say even Christians, for example, WWJD, what would Jesus do? So the point is not being someone else's number two. You know, don't be the second best version of someone else. Be the best version of yourself. Right? So, yeah, I would never call myself a king. I think, personally, I just think it's arrogant. Like some of these people who call themselves a god, I'm like, okay, bro. You know, 2,000 years ago, they would have like hanged you for that. We just have free speech in the US mostly. That's the only reason you get away with that. You know, but back in Jesus's day, you said the wrong thing and you're stoned, bro. You're put on the cross. You're done. So yeah, and I'm gonna keep it creamy with you, bro. That goes for any of them. Because I see it in Instagrams a lot. Such and such the God. Or they spell the THA. Like me, I just think that's fucking ignorant. So yeah, I would never call myself a king. I would never call myself a god. That's just stupid. That's just absurd. But that's all I'm saying. Gold hit the daily gap and took off. I've been watching metals, but I haven't been doing anything over there. Oh, the Carvana stock, Cameron. Oh man, you finessed me. You were saying go to Carvana to look for cars, and you were saying the Carvana stock. I got you. Yes, electric. The purple box is a inverted imbalance, but I mean, it didn't really respect it at first, but when let me talk to you for a minute. This is what I was watching earlier. So I traded that and then fucking broke even. And again, this is why I don't trade during lunch. It was a good trade. Decent entry. It went lower like 8 points. But I wanted the triple lows, and then we came back and I'm break even. And I said, well, fuck, dude. That's why I don't trade lunch. But I wanted to know what we responded off of, because the mitigation model calls for something on the higher time frame, and there's nothing here on a 1 minute. There's nothing here on a 5 minute. Or maybe this is the 5 minute. 15 minute, like inverted imbalance. So I figured, okay, well, there's that. All right, so we just made a new high. intraday bait. Ooh, Dow is lower. Ugh. Nasdaq hasn't done that. It might. I don't know. But so we'll have to see how we respond here. If we just drift higher, I probably wouldn't look for shorts and just say screw it, log out, go home and not trade. Wait, I got a bunch of shit I gotta do today. I gotta go pick up the car. They gotta come pick up my car. I gotta do some grocery shopping. I got Amazon coming in today. Speaking of Amazon, let me show you this. They got a new flavor of rain. Check out the flavor of this, bro. Check out the flavor. Are you ready for this, chat? Are you ready for this, chat? You aren't ready for this. You aren't ready for this, chat. Look at this. Sour gummy worm. Mmm. Sour gummy worm. Last purchased yesterday. So that should come in today. I'm excited. And I got some other stuff too. I think I got like 3 books. Know what I'm saying, dog? There was no imbalance in the mitigation, or was the entry on a lower time frame? Yes. There was both. There was both, my friend. Take a look. Lack of wick right there. On a 15-second, you had this gap. Look at that. You ever want to look at perfection? There it is. There it is. Right there. Boom. Gap within the mitigation on the 1 minute. Right there. Fucking drops. 9 points. 9, almost 10. That's a $450 move, by the way, in 10 minutes. Under 11 minutes. So that's kind of cool. And then I broke even on it. So fuck that move. Bitch ass. But yeah, I want the lows, but I just don't know. Because remember, I drew this out in advance. We needed to see a run on the high, and then this needs to rip lower. And then I'll look for a retracement to go to the 90s, 50, 90, maybe even 85 if it sells off aggressively here on the PM session. So I don't know, Chad. I don't know. So higher high there. Dow, no. Nasdaq, no. But this just looks sloppy to me on Nasdaq. Dow doesn't really have the same lows as the S&P does. It just has London's low and then whatever low that is. So I don't know. In other words, I don't have super high expectations. Okay. But if I absolutely had to press buttons, that's what I would look for today on the S&P. Make sense? Yeah, I agree, Willow. A lot of people get that wrong. Drop a like if you guys are here. We only have 16 likes, 40 something people on here. Help me. If it doesn't take the S&P lows, today would be a great target for next week. No, I agree. I highly doubt this is going to be left open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lows. Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, it can be left open for now. I mean, this doesn't have to be met today, but at a certain point, there's no way that this is going to be left open. And yeah, I'm going to try that new flavor tomorrow morning if it comes in today, which it should. have it cold, and then I'll wake up in the morning and slam it. So, but yeah, that was it. Those are your updates for today. So hopefully I do not ever update you again that I was in a car accident. That's, you know, usually unlikely, but there's that. So we donated some more to the philanthropy. I was in a car accident on Wednesday, and I've been dealing with all of the insurance company bullshit. And I'm telling you this because what good is a teacher who doesn't give you real world examples of treating other people with kindness, or, you know, responding in a very good way. Now, mind you, I did drop the F-bomb towards her, so I did kind of lose it for a second. I shouldn't have done that. But I'm very fluent when it comes to cursing, and this lady like was not understanding the situation. So I did lose my cool. I wasn't angry, but it's like it can come off that way. So I did kind of slip on that. But overall, I think the entire situation, I think I responded a lot better than I would have if I was younger. So I don't share these things, you know, so you can be like, oh, you know, look at me, look at me. What good is a teacher who doesn't have real world examples? You know, I don't want to be a pen and ink philosopher. I don't want to be just a, you should do this, you should respond this way, you should read books, and then like not do those things. John, you tell us to respond with kindness, but you're cursing people out, right? Like that would not make a good mentor at all. So I have to share these things with you to let you know that I'm just not telling you to do things that I don't do, or at least don't strive to do myself. Okay? No, I don't, Electric. I don't. Well, I don't know if I got an A. The car accident, yeah, probably. But dealing with the insurance companies, I probably got like a C plus, maybe a B. So, you know. Yeah. But I appreciate the comment though. Thank you. Would you only analyze price action in macro analysis, or do you also look at economic data? Well, that depends. I mean, economic data, or like fundamentals, for example, like interest rate differentials for currencies, or even just interest rates, or the interest rate for the dollar index, you know, on and its possible effect on stocks, sure. But majority of the time, I'm just looking for liquidity. Even on higher time frame, just like JP Morgan. Go look at JPM. We did that on Tesla as well, even though that one didn't pan out the exact way that I wanted it to go, but it was the same thing, right? That's what I was looking for. We had weekly equal highs up here. You know, we took a low, left a gap, bought it, tweeted it, and it went our way to a degree, and then until it didn't, right? So fundamentals, I guess, maybe not have been, or were not in alignment. I don't know. But at the end of the day, to me, it's price action is it. I think Netflix may have had a fundamental, and I showed you this years ago when they launched their ad-supported tier in November of 2022. That to me is a fundamental change in business, right? So, I mean, look at that. That was damn near the bottom. But note this too. That ad-supported tier change, look what that came off of though. What did that come off of? The the lows from 2018. So it scooped all of these lows and sat there, accumulated, rallied up, accumulated, rallied. Okay, cool. Bam. Let's launch the ad supported tier. And then we're almost at all-time highs, kind of, right? So that to me is a fundamental change in business. This isn't exactly blue ocean as far as like value innovation, which is very hard to explain, but you know, Netflix, their thing was knocking out Blockbuster, right? Nobody wants to go home and stop by the store to pick up shit, pay a bunch of late fees, all that. You know, let's just ship them the DVDs or whatever. So like that was value innovation. Or being able to go to the red kiosks that you see to rent games or movies or whatever. That's value innovation. Hey, instead of driving to Blockbuster, look, you can just go to your local grocery store and there's going to be a Netflix kiosk right outside. You know, they made it convenient to rent DVDs and games and shit. So that's value innovation. An ad-supported tier is not only ironic, but I don't see that as, you know, providing, I guess, a new avenue of value. I think the ad-supported tier just reaches a customer base that wants to watch shows and movies, but doesn't want to pay full price, and they're okay with watching ads. And I guess, but their stock has been booming, so that's kind of the short version of that. You know, there is some fundamentals behind that, but at the end of the day, that still came off of a higher time frame level of liquidity. So liquidity is king. I'm not a king. None of us are kings. But, you know, fundamentals might be. Liquidity is. Okay? So there's your answer on that, my friends. So we got that move above. We've responded a little bit. Might as well just move that. Yeah. There's a little gap right there on the 2 minute. I could probably see that being a short. On a 5 minute, I guess there's a small gap right here, but I don't know. This just doesn't look like too much of an aggressive sell-off. But this is a premium level of liquidity, though. From our target to this high, let's take this off. You know it's there. If we divide it, target to the high, this is a 5 minute and a 15 minute inverted imbalance premium level of liquidity. This would be a premium gap after a liquidity run. So I could see that, but that's a very tight risk though. You know, 40, I mean, I don't know why I said 40. 51.10, and then maybe a stop at like 51.12. You know, so that's like 2 points risk. I could see something like that, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up for you. This is not financial advice, and I'm not telling you to place any live trades. Friday historically is my worst day, so I'll make sure you guys know that too. But that's kind of what that looks like. So you can take a screenshot if you want of your chart and, you know, update on what might happen. And then, you know, guess we'll see what happens later. %1 better every day. Yeah, James Clear. The trickle-down effect is real. I've seen traders trading the Elliott wave concept. Do you think it's gambling? If it's an edge that works over time, it's not gambling, in my opinion. But I do not look at Elliott waves. Cameron is like really wanting to look at Carvana, bro. All right, fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I think Jordan Morgan had brought this to y'all's attention when it was at like 5. I think it was 5 or maybe 6. It hit 75 today. Imagine that, from 5 to 75. Yeah, it's definitely not bad, chat. That's definitely not bad. But what's that coming off of? All-time lows, right? I guess, I don't, did they IPO in 2017? I don't know. That's where the data goes to. You know, so all-time lows is 814. I'm sure this is probably part of his analysis too, right? Accumulation at all-time lows or under IPO lows. You know? You want to know something too? And look. I'm not going to take credit for this, okay? This was something that Jordan Morgan called out. I didn't. But you know what? I was the only person that has ever said that smart money accumulates below IPO pricing. You've never heard that anywhere else until Jordan and I mentioned that. And it's on my Facebook from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was talking about Uber. Because that was my theory. My theory was smart money buys below IPO pricing. And I'm sure this was probably something that he talked about. So again, I'm not taking credit for it. This was his. Okay? Absolutely his. But the concept of smart money buying below IPO pricing, that was something I introduced to the community way long time ago. Okay? You know, am I gonna like copyright the idea and shit? I don't care about that bullshit. As long as you guys are making money, then it's cool. The short-term high can be liquidity like a previous day. Yes, absolutely. Why do you think I said that's what I would look for? A run on that high, a drop lower, and then a retracement to go lower. We have to run the high. That was a lunch high. This is the PM session. So PM session ran lunch as liquidity, and now it looks like it's getting ready to hit the rip ass lower. This is what I'm anticipating. Nasdaq didn't take that high, so that to me is manipulation. No, Eli, I'm not looking at any stocks at the moment. Not now, but generational lows, yeah, pretty much. I think gold will go up in the next few weeks. In the daily chart, it is currently making lower highs and lower lows. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, dude. I think mentally I'm fucking drained from dealing with all this bullshit. So it's I would say a little bit more difficult to really pay attention, but 22 has equal lows for silver, so that might that might drag gold lower with it, possibly. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Still stuck around that 2040 level, which is really just in the middle of this overall range. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect other than consolidation and manipulation, right? Running lows, running highs, all that shit. And that's pretty much what it's doing. So I would just, in other words, it's just a long-winded way of me telling you I would just stick to day trading gold is all I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Man, it's who's it that? I mean, electric, it's not ripping ass yet. It's not ripping just yet. But it looks that way. But I have an alert at 5091 and a half. 5090 I think is the easy target. 5085 I think could be the absolute furthest I would expect it to go on the day. So, I mean, we'll see, but I think that's asking for a lot. But that's just that's my speculation. Okay, that is my speculation. Let me do a couple things. Damage waiver has been approved. Thank you. All right, I guess I can go get my car then. Or not my car, but go get a car. That's cool. I told the lady to put me in a Lamborghini. She's like, sir, you know we don't have that shit here. I'm like, I know. I know. I'm just trying to be a wise guy, that's all. So anyway, that'll be all. I really don't have anything else. I've got things to do. It's Friday. I know you guys are probably anxious to, you know, get the weekend started and do whatever it is that you got to do. Read. Let me see if we can do this together. Let me read the Daily Stoic for you today, and then we'll hop off here. Did you guys read it yet? And this one kind of goes with that the car accident on Wednesday. February 23rd. Circumstances have no care for our feelings. That kind of reminds me of Ben Shapiro, right? Facts don't care about your feelings. Anyway, you shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all. Marcus Aurelius Meditations. Yeah, I'll let you read it. You guys have it. But it's just an interesting thought, right? Situations don't care. Just like the market, right? The market does not care how you feel. Doesn't. You know, when people say, oh, the market moves on emotions, emotions don't move markets. Smart money does, and there's an algorithm that moves price. That's what controls the markets, not emotions. The market's going to move whether I'm happy or sad or indifferent. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a good example, a good reminder, you know, that it really is you who chooses to be upset at a situation, which comes back to Epictetus, Well, and Musonius Rufus and probably before him, but Epictetus is the one that's commonly credited with the dichotomy of control. Everything in life can be separated into two categories: things we do control, things we don't control. And our job is to focus on what we can control and not on what we can't control. We don't control the markets, but we control where we put our orders, what our strategy is, risk management to a degree, things like that. And in life, we don't control what happens to us, but we control how we respond. I didn't control the lady hitting my car, but I controlled how I respond to her hitting my car. And this is why, chat. This is why I try to tell you about these things. I try to tell you to read the Daily Stoic and even some of these other books, because at a certain point, you are going to come across situations in life. People get in car accidents every day, or people deal with other people every day. And you have to constantly remind yourself, man, I might be dealing with idiots, but I don't have to treat them like idiots, or I don't have to be angry and be upset at these people. I can always respond with kindness, So I think that's your message for today, and maybe to meditate on this weekend. But that's going to be all from me, chat. Y'all be good. I'll see you on Monday. Provided everything goes how it should, I'll see you on Monday. All right, fate permitting. No, I don't, Lucas. But yeah. See you then.